everyone. Thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
United States Vice President Mike Pence has returned to Washington following a two-day trip to Israel. The Vice President concluded his visit by paying his respects to both the Western Wall and the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial in Jerusalem. Though brief, Israeli leaders have hailed Pence's visit as a welcome step forward in United States-Israeli relations. Pence delivered an impassioned speech to the Knesset upon his arrival, sparking cheers on one side of the aisle and a boycott on the other. Arab-Israeli lawmakers from the Joint Arab List Party were actually escorted out of the Knesset for holding signs protesting Trump's Jerusalem decision, which read, quote, "Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine," end quote. But Pence's harsh words for both Iran and the JCPOA-Iran nuclear deal have set the stage for another critical meeting. White House officials have just confirmed that President Trump will meet with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu tomorrow during the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Renegotiating or perhaps even ditching the Iran nuclear deal will likely be at the top of their discussion. Netanyahu has promised to talk to leading European signers of the deal to discuss making real changes to the existing agreement. President Trump also recently re-signed the American approval of the deal, but he claims that this time is, quote, the last time he would do so. In a horrific traffic accident late Tuesday night, 3 people have been killed and 8 others have been injured. The incident in question was a head-on collision between 2 cars on Route 557 in the West Bank, and it resulted in 2 young Israeli children and a young Palestinian man dying from their wounds. 12-year-old Ori Lipnik was declared dead at the scene. Ori's brother, 8-year-old Ro'i, and the driver of the opposite car, 21-year-old Fatki Abd al-Karim Abu Shanab, were also declared dead upon arrival in their respective hospitals. Ori and Ro'i's parents, Shirley and Ohad, along with their 2 other young siblings and 4 other Palestinians, including a passenger in Abu Shanab's car, were also injured to various degrees. According to the Israeli police traffic investigators, Abu Shanab seems to have been speeding when he hit the guardrail on the highway and was thrown into opposite traffic. The Lipnik family was on their way home to Shaveh Shomron in the West Bank. Israel has just taken a stand at the United Nations accusing the Human Rights Council of constant discrimination against the Jewish state, and for alleged bias against Israel in favor of the Palestinians. Israel's ambassador to the UN in Geneva has just delivered a fiery speech slamming the International Council for decades of alleged prejudice. This echoes similar criticisms from the Israeli leaders, who say that the United Nations has historically made unfair resolutions against Israel, while failing to pass even a single resolution on other far more pressing global concerns. The Human Rights Council has been historically critical of Israel's occupation of the West Bank, its treatment of Palestinians under occupation, and the state's continued construction of settlements. But as Israel's ambassador pointed out, the Council has overlooked Israel's numerous contributions to human rights as the Middle East's only democracy, including rights for women, LGBTQ rights, and religious freedom. Many feel that this comes at a time when Israel and the US are increasingly finding themselves isolated from the rest of the international community, which means these words may ultimately only land on deaf ears. Israeli-American gay couple Andrew and Elad Dvash-Banks are currently suing the United States State Department over its discrimination against just one of their twin sons. At just 16 months old, Ethan Dvash-Banks became a plaintiff against the United States State Department in order to get the same citizenship rights that his twin brother Aiden already has. This is one of many similar cases where the State Department is allegedly wrongfully interpreting a policy about children born to parents out of wedlock to the children born of same-sex couples, especially when one of the parents is foreign-born. In fact, a lesbian couple of United States and Italian origin filed an identical lawsuit on the same day as the Dvash-Banks family. The issue arose when American-born Andrew Dvash-Banks and Israeli-born husband Elad got married and had twin boys. The boys were conceived with donor eggs and sperm from each father, and they were born to the same surrogate mother just minutes apart. But the State Department is looking into the biology of the twins and have since issued a passport to Aiden, but a rejection notice to his brother Ethan. According to Aaron Morris, the executive director of Immigration Equality, quote, "If a mother and father walk into a consulate and have a marriage certificate and a birth certificate, they're never asked any questions about the biology of the child. But the converse is also true, and every same-sex couple will be asked that," end quote. A new Pew Research Center poll has just found that the partisan divide over attitudes on Israel in the United States is now wider than ever. The results show that Republicans are more sympathetic towards Israel than ever before, and certainly more than the Democrats. But the study also found that the Democrats themselves are today equally split across this issue, being equally likely to support Israel as they are to support the Palestinians. The poll read, quote, Since 2001, the share of Republicans sympathizing more with Israel than the Palestinians has increased 29 percentage points. Over the same period, the share of Democrats saying this has declined 11 points. Israeli officials are now looking into any way to bring Democrats back to the table. Israeli ambassador to the U.S. Ron Dermer perhaps characterized the issue best, saying, quote, "You can't fly a plane with one wing." Well, hopefully the other wing will be fortified sooner than later.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.